I've been working on a cycle of paintings now for over a year, and I'm going to share the many trials and experiments along the way. I'm really interested in that dialogue between surface and subsurface. So it's like the conscious and the subconscious, and or the seen and the unseen. That's a persistent theme throughout my work, which became clearer to me, I guess, as I continue this kind of thing. In my last series of works, I built a texture on a canvas, and then I overlaid it with paint. And then you can see the interaction between the surface paint and the subsurface. So I've always tried to build out and to sort of build into the sculptural realm while still kind of finding the edge of painting and sculpture, you know. So this was a study where it's just one material, it's a particular mixture that I used, and I love the ability to capture shadows and highlights in a very direct and it's very graceful and it's very elegant, but inevitably the problem I find at larger scales is that any kind of paint, as it dries, as it cures, it evaporates, the water is released, and it just kind of shrinks too much for it to be usable on a even a medium scale. So I have a very particular vision of what I'm trying to create. So I worked through quite a lot of materials. One material which was very abrasive, it was very harsh, it's some kind of polyurethane foam. It's like it's very forgiving. You can shape it very easily. It holds a good edge, but the dust, the particles are, I assume, toxic. But so I had to wear a respirator when I was working with it, and it was very time consuming. I started to think about canvas as, you know, it's a fabric. It's not particularly elastic. So I wondered if I could use something to replace this canvas material that would give some degree of movement. So I took sheets of latex and I stretched them on stretcher bars. So when you create a shape, there's no folds in the canvas per se. It just returns really elegantly back into itself. You can create these beautiful shadows. It's such a minimalist thing. You can see a kind of a ripple effect, and you see how the shadows just fade off, they fall off into nothing. And I tried to set the surface of this. So I used different paints, I tried resins, tried different fixatives. That kind of thing I found really appealing. It's like the most minimalist construction or creation, which is essentially just shadow. Like, you know, you're just looking at, you know, the beauty of the shadow. I've been working on a new series here, which I'm really happy with. It's sort of, it ties together everything, all these experiments of the last year and beyond. And it's just come together in this really, really interesting way. Like, it's very energetic, it's really powerful. So, yes.